conduct. 8 road projects ongoing at Agoloka community. Nigeria Foreign Affairs Minister seeks inclusion of Nigeria in United Nations Security Council. United States carries out new strikes on Houthi missile sites. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of Core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has pardoned 3 traditional rulers in the state for violating the State Traditional Rulers Code of Conduct. Governor Soludo disclosed this during a meeting with the traditional rulers at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, Oka South Local Government Area, attended by no fewer than 94 traditional rulers. We have details of this report from our studio.
In a statement, the press secretary to Governor, Mr. Christian Aburime, said the governor has reinstated the suspended Neni monarch and forgave 2 others for going against the state traditional rulers' code of conduct. The statement explained that while the traditional law of Neni, Igwe, Demian, Ezani was reinstated, those of Ojoto, Aguleze Chukwu, were forgiven the violations following the apologies. According to Mr. Aburime, the governor used the occasion to address some of the welfare issues of the monarch. The release said that the Governor Soludo reiterated the need for partnership of all stakeholders towards the execution of the Soludo agenda for 2024 and briefed the traditional rulers on the major milestones of his administration in the past 22 months and solicited for their cooperation as stakeholders under the public-private community partnership, a strategy of his administration's rapid development of Anambra State. In his address, the Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, Mr. Tony Collins Nwabunwanne, assured the traditional rulers that government holds them in high esteem and will sustain closer collaboration with them. Earlier in his remarks, the chairman of the State Traditional Rulers Council, Anobi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Nnemeka Achebere, affirmed unalloyed solidarity and support of the traditional rulers to the government of Professor Soludo and assured the government that the traditional rulers stand ready to partner with the government in all its efforts to transform Anambra into a livable and prosperous homeland, and requested for regular meetings with Governor.
8 roads in Agoloka community comprising 7 out of the 33 villages in Oka are now under construction by Governor Chukwuma Soludo administration. ABS West correspondent Ngozi Obileri monitored pace and quality of work on the road and now reports.
2 out of the 8 roads had been asphalted, while asphalt is being laid on the 3rd road, which is Olonese Street. Also, stone base has been laid on some of the roads, while some others have been primed. Speaking on the development, the chairman Olonese Agolo Community, Chief Ken Ekwenugo, said that apart from creating access road for vehicles to come and leave the area, done by Ndi Agoloka in 1962, this is the first time they are witnessing government presence in terms of road infrastructure. Chief Ekwenugo explained that they have visited and appealed to various previous administrations to come to their aid to no avail. But Governor Soludo came on his own to give the area a sense of belonging and has almost completed the work, while commending the contractor, Mr. Clem Nwobo, for doing a quality work on the roads. Chief Ekwenugo thanked the governor for what he did for Oka community, which he said will be indelible in the mind of the people, assuring him of their support.
Soludo came on his own without being prompted. Nothing. Can you imagine a thought? And I will not get the motor bad there, just Nagare. Incidentally, the contractor now went as if on our law expressway for the beautiful.
On his part, Anabga chieftain Chief Obi Ochijamo-Dilem, who is the chairman of Soludo Support Group Anambra Central, said that Governor Soludo has done for Oka community what has never been done in history of the area, especially with the quality of work being done on the roads, which he said is the first phase of the roads. Adding that the 2nd and 3rd phase of the construction work will follow in due course, Chief Ochijamo-Dilem regretted that the Otochaloka who received and prayed for the governor when he visited and flagged up the road is no longer alive to see that construction work on the roads are almost completed, recalling how the Otochaloka was nearly drowned in the last year's rainy season when his house and many others were flooded.
You look at that place before, you find out that that place is not a place to go about. It's a place any time of raining season, everybody will run away. Some people will relocate because if you see what the rain is flood is doing that place, nobody believe that Agulawaka will look like this today. We thank Chalimamba for so much.
Another stakeholder in Oka, whose house was along the Olonese Street, Dr. Samuel Nzekwe, noted that this is the first time they are witnessing this kind of development and observed that the governor is focusing on people-oriented projects, urging him not to relent. The project manager, Engineer Felix Afie, said that they will complete the work in February this year and assured that the thickness of the asphalt is 7 centimeters to compact to 5 centimeters, even as he appreciated Governor Soludo for giving them the opportunity to serve, especially as they work on a life-changing project for India Guluoka.
I do a very good and quality job here, thanks to Mr. Governor anyway, His Excellency. In fact, everybody in this vicinity is very, very happy now. Our target is to complete by first week of February. As you can see, we are working, and we are seriously working.
In Oka, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
The Bishop on the Niger and the Right Reverend Owen Nwokolo has challenged Knights of the Church to be more committed to the service of God and humanity. Bishop Nwokolo, in a sermon to mark the 2024 Knights Family Day celebration and rededication service at the All Saints Cathedral, Onitsha, said the rededication service, which is celebrated once every year, is where the Knights renew their commitment to God as sons and daughters of the living God. Ogochukwu Orano has details.
Bishop Nwokolo stressed that the Knights Family Day celebration and rededication was another opportunity for the gallant knights, dames and lady knights to re-examine their relationship with God and commit themselves to greater service of God and humanity. Listed steps to receive God's favor to include putting faith and confidence in God, asking for God's help, among others. The bishop, who joyfully announced that students admitted into University on the Niger for the 2023-2024 academic session have returned fully for their studies, noted the large number of students who applied for mostly medical and health science courses, expects that the Nigeria University Commission, NUC and JAMB will give them opportunity to admit more students in subsequent admissions, and passionately appealed to the Knights to support the university projects at Omonia for a seamless flow of academic activities, just as he advised the students to live disciplined life as the university is faith-based.
Everything is set. The lecturers are ready, the classrooms, the laboratories, all kept waiting for their coming. And we give glory to God that University on the Niger has taken off.
In an address, the President Knights of St. Christopher, Diocese on the Niger, Sir Ikechukwu Ejelu, thanked God that they were able to carry out all their programs for last year, reaffirmed their unalloyed loyalty and unflinching support to their bishop's programs to take the diocese to greater heights.
We reaffirm our unalloyed loyalty and unflinching support in all you do to take this diocese to greater heights.
The chairman 2024 Family Day Planning Committee, Dr. Jide Onyekwelo, explained that the Knights Family Day was a 2-day event where issues concerning the order, families, spiritual and health-related issues were discussed. Said in spite of harsh realities of last year, the Knights have taken off on a good note. Speaking to the ABS in separate interviews, the President Lady Knights and the First Deputy President, Dr. Ngozi Abasimelo and Dr. Mary Obiokoye, noted that the Knights Family Day provided another opportunity for them to brainstorm on issues and what they can do to get it right in their families and the society at large. The over 200 knights who were fully dressed in their regalia took oath of allegiance to Christ, thus rededicating themselves amidst prayers and special thanksgiving by the knights. Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
A one-day orientation program on gender and human rights and tuberculosis for media practitioners from Anambra and Ebonyi State has ended in Enugu with a call on the media to champion public education on tuberculosis control, organized by the Grassroots Development and Empowerment Foundation in collaboration with the Center for Development and Reproductive Health under the auspices of the Stop TB Partnership Challenge Facility for Civil Society. The program drew journalists, on-air personalities, bloggers, and content creators representing various media outfits in Anambra and Ebonyi State. We have details from our studio.
In his welcome speech, the Executive Director, Grassroots Development and Empowerment Foundation, Mr. Patrick Ama, said the project is aimed at involving more women and girls who easily fall victims of gender and human rights related issues in tuberculosis control with the help of the print, electronic and social media in educating and enlightening the public. He revealed that tuberculosis is the third leading cause of death among women of reproductive age, while research has it that women are greatly affected by stigma and discrimination within the family, healthcare facilities and the communities.
We want to reverse it and include women and get them involved. One, they are more in number. Two, they talk a lot. People will hear them more than they hear men. The risk factors is you have to be conscious of wherever you are, because TB is an airborne disease.
While providing an in-depth training on the Gender and Human Rights Training Manual for Tuberculosis Programs, the Executive Director, Center for Development and Reproductive Health, Dr. Isaac Olobu, outlined factors making women vulnerable to tuberculosis, including poverty, poor nutrition, low socio-economic status, living with HIV, delayed care seeking, and fear of being disengaged from their employment if they have tuberculosis, among others. Dr. Olobu urged the participants to communicate to the public the congestion nature of tuberculosis, which is also curable, emphasizing the role of overcrowding, poor ventilation, and inadequate coughing hygiene in heat spread.
The more you stigmatize people against a particular disease, the more reluctant those who are suffering from it will feel coming up for treatment. So people should know that continuous stigmatization is not doing anybody good, both themselves who are stigmatizing and the entire public.
Expressing gratitude on behalf of the participants, Mr. Jacob Ogodo and Mrs. Ifeyinwa Onachukwu of the Anambra Broadcasting Service pledged to leverage their professionalism to disseminate insight gained from the workshop.
It is my prayer that the organizers will continue to engage us. I want to promise that we'll use the knowledge we have gathered here to advance the cause of healthcare in Nigeria.
Group work section, development of an operational communication work plan by the journalists on gender and human rights tuberculosis program were some of the highlights of the event.
A philanthropist, Chief Chukwudi Maduabum from Ojoto in the Dembele South local government area, has carried out a 2024 outreach program at his compound, Umuezema Village, Ojoto. Correspondent Ifunanya Wankwo filed on this report.
Speaking during the event, the philanthropist Chief Madabum expressed gratitude to God for bringing him thus far, spoke on his compassion for the widows and the downtrodden in the society. He explained that the programs of his outreach includes catering for the widows, youth empowerment, community development, which according to him is a way of giving back to the society, promised the sustainability of the outreach.
Empowerment close to 21 years ago in my little way. Even a yamo biangole, oh, Edafu, Namadi Bem, Newangole, and Chukunye go, Juloyi, Ega Wegi Metal Lives.
The chairman, Umezema Progressive Meeting, Chief Nwora Okonkwo, the chairman, Umezani Kindred, Mr. Onye Kametu, among others, lauded the benefactor for his immense contributions to the kindred and the community at large, pointed out that the program will assist in eradicating poverty in the community, called on other affluents to imitate the kind gesture of Chief Chukwudi Madabum. The chairlady of Umada Umezani Kindred, Mrs. Nwakego Obi, extolled Chief Madabum's magnanimity towards the widows, youth, and the community at large, prayed God to bless him immensely. A beneficiary, Mr. Izuchukwu Okoye, who was visibly happy, thanked God for bestowing favor upon him through Chief Madabum, prayed God to replenish his pockets and grant all his heart desires. Presentation of foodstuffs and wrappers to widows, sharing of cow meat by kinsmen, and presentation of musical instruments to Mr. Izuchukwu Okoye, among other side events featured during the outreach program.
As Ambassador Yusuf Tugar has stressed the need to democratize the United Nations UN Security Council so as to include Nigeria, who has earned the right to be part of the UNSC owing to its population, economic size, and strategic role in Africa. Princess Ekwuajide of Abuja Bureau has details.
The minister started this while speaking on a panel in Davos, Switzerland, on the sidelines of the just concluded World Economic Forum, alongside the Secretary of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Fan Al Saud, among others, on the theme, Securing an Insecure World. The panel discussants dwelt on persistent conflicts, the intensifying climate crisis, the fragile global economics, and the potential risk of new technologies that are creating a complex global security environment. It provided an opportunity to interrogate what the true state of global collective security looked like today and how leaders can strengthen it for the future. According to Tugar, democracy such as the rule of law should be replicated in the world's highest decision organs, adding that the Security Council, as constituted, is not living up to its purpose.
What we have to do is to collectively practice what we preach. So the values that we uphold, democracy, rule of law, we had neutral ground for diplomats to engage, for diplomacy to be allowed to resolve issues, to preempt conflicts and diffuse them. We don't have that anymore.
He advocated the need to practice what is preached and do away with the veto powers in the UN Security Council.
Needs to democratize. Clearly, it is not fit for purpose. Nigeria, you mentioned, is a large country. It is the most populous country on the continent, on the African continent. It has a population of 220 million people. It's going to be 400 by the year 2050. We really need to allow for diplomats to play an important role when it comes to dialogue, when it comes to engagement between countries.
In Abuja, Princess Ekwuajide reporting.
The federal government of Nigeria has expressed readiness for stronger collaborations with the government of India on the area of rich maritime heritage to boost investment in the Nigeria blue economy. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, stated this while speaking at the Nigeria-India Business Forum put together by Nigeria-India Business Council held in Abuja. Oyetola, who spoke with optimism on immeasurable gains that will be derived from this forum, will further strengthen the bilateral ties between the two countries, thereby increasing foreign direct investment, facilitate capacity technology transfer, and foster sustainable business partnerships between the government and private sectors of both countries. According to the Marine and Blue Economy Minister, the business forum could not have come at a better time as the federal government is poised to harness the potential of the blue economy through public-private partnership. The United States military launched new strikes in Yemen against the Houthi anti-ship missiles and facilities in Iraq targeting Iraq-backed armed groups, it says, were behind missile and drone attacks on U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria. The strikes in Yemen are the latest strikes against the Iran-aligned group, which has been attacking shipping in the Red Sea and has warned it would not stop. The Houthis, who control the most populous part of Yemen and support Hamas, says their attacks are in solidarity with Palestinians amid Israel's relentless bombardment of the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Health Ministry says more than 25,000 people have been killed and more than 63,000 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza following Hamas' assault in Israel on October 7, which Israeli officials say killed 1,139 people. Since the U.S. and its allies started attacking Houthi military sites on January 11, the Pentagon says it has destroyed or degraded more than 25 missile launch and deployment facilities, more than 20 missiles, while also hitting drones, coastal radar, the group's air surveillance capabilities, and weapons storage areas. And now sports. Ghana have sacked coach Chris Hughton after they crashed out of the African Cup of Nations at the group stage. The Black Stars slammed to a 2-1 defeat by Cape Verde in their opening match in Ivory Coast and then drew with Egypt and Mozambique and were eliminated from Group B on Tuesday due to the results of other matches. Hughton, the former Tottenham defender and Newcastle and Brighton manager, was named Ghana coach in February 2023. Ghana, who reached the World Cup quarterfinals in 2010, also went out of the 2021 African Cup of Nations at the group stage. Former champions Algeria were also eliminated on Tuesday, and hosts to Ivory Coast are teetering on the brink of an early exit. And that's just about it on the news tonight. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on X at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. A quick recap of our major stories. Governor Soludo has pardoned the 3 traditional rulers who violated State Traditional Rulers Code of Conduct. 8 road projects are ongoing at Agoloka community. Nigeria Foreign Affairs Minister is seeking inclusion of Nigeria in United Nations Security Council. And on the foreign scene, we also told you that United States has carried out new strikes on Houthi missile sites. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the tax ahead. And that's it on the news tonight. Thank you for joining us. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Good night.